officer of the day.
Royal.
Please escort the present commander to the stage.
Right here, Roy. Hey, there we go, sir.
Come on, yo, man, get your butt.
There we go.
All right, see you in a minute.
All right.
Commander, introduce your line officer.
Righty. All righty. First, I would like to introduce my senior vice, Mr. Roy Wolfo. And next in line, my junior vice, Mr. John Garner. And last but not least, Charlie Harrell, our quartermaster. The man that takes care of all our money.
Jeannie Morris. Auxiliary President.
Roy, you gotta be up front, not way back there.
By the time you get there, they're already done.
At this time, I want to ask Brett Neela, Department Junior Vice Commander, to please come up to the podium.
Here we go.
Say a few words.
All yours.
Oh, I guess I'm supposed to say a few words. On behalf of our department commander, Bobby Welch, I want to wish everyone a good evening and congratulations to our Addison Post on its 75th anniversary. And the V.F.W, from a national perspective, there is a renewed emphasis on community involvement and in building community relationships. So it's all the more interesting being here this evening and seeing what right looks like when a post is so involved with the community and has such wonderful support. Here this evening, we see the elected officials from Addison. We see the police department. We see the educators here. We even see the Historical Society and its involvement, not to mention our volunteers from the local high school. That involvement that the V.F.W. posts need to foster with the local communities will help all parties involved, not only the V.F.W., but the communities as well, because it also will serve our young veterans who are looking for that type of community involvement. So, thank you everyone for being here this evening and for your support for so many years of the Addison Post. And again, congratulations on 75 years in the Addison community.
Now I'd like to ask the 19th District Commander, Rob Bailey.
All right, Rob.
Great, I get to follow the voice. I will try to make this as quick and short and sweet as possible. Sorry, ladies, I know I'm easy on the eyes, but I was told to make this quick. 75 years, that's a long time. It's kind of funny that I'm standing here as a 19th District Commander and in talking to my father on the phone yesterday. It's the year he was born in. So I kind of joked with him that, hey, I'm going to a thing tomorrow, you know, explained to him what it was for, and well, I got a few Jersey words out of him for reminding him how old he was. But again, 75 years is nothing to blink about when you consider that Illinois V.F.W. itself is just in its 101st year. And Addison's been here for most of that time, obviously. And just like every V.F.W. that's successful, like this one, there is a strong auxiliary. And everybody's, obviously we're focusing on the fact that V.F.W. post 7446 is 75, but we have to also remember that the auxiliary is, I believe, 1 year younger?
Yes.
Thank you, Mercy. I knew you would know. So this is no short feat, and I'm honored to be here, and I'm honored to actually be asked to come up here and speak. But I just wanted to once again say congratulations. Addison's doing a phenomenal job on both sides, VFW and auxiliary, and just keep it up. Thank you.
Officer of the day, please escort Phil Mahan to the podium. Past State Commander.
Well, I was not invited to the rehearsal, so I wasn't quite sure of the order of this. But in fact, I didn't know I was going to speak till I got here, as perhaps the others as well. But it's certainly a great honor to be here and to enjoy with you this wonderful occasion. As you know, I am a past state commander. I'm currently on the National Board of Directors for the VFW. But I am a member of this district, and I've been fortunate to have attended many functions here over the years. I've met many of you. Hopefully I haven't forgotten too many names and faces, but it's a pleasure to be back on such an important event. You know, before the meal, I was looking at the table over there and the certificate from our national commander that I'm going to read in just a few moments. But I was looking at the original charter, and it has the signatures of the original members of this post. Now, I didn't count. There's roughly 35, look like all men as I was trying to read the writing. But 35 individuals came back at the end of World War II. Now, there may have been some World War I vets in there as well. But I'm suspecting that the majority of them were World War II. Grew up in this area, came back home after a long, difficult struggle to ensure the freedoms that we enjoy today. And I was reflecting what was on their mind when they signed that charter and said, let's have a Veterans of Foreign Wars post in our hometown. What did they want to accomplish? What did they hope that future members and leaders would accomplish? And I'd like to think that those 35 people are looking down on what they started 75 years ago and saying, we did okay, they did okay, you did okay. So I just got back Thursday from 4 days of meetings in Kansas City where our VFW national headquarters is. And I mentioned to our current national commander-in-chief, Fritz Mahalchik, who is from Illinois, downstate Illinois, but one of us, and I told him that I was going to have an opportunity to be here today, and he asked for me to relay his congratulations to you. I thought I was going to do it individually, but I'm glad I have a chance to say that to everybody. But the VFW is an important part of every community that we serve. And so for you to have reached this point in your history is great, but we're not going to be satisfied with this, and I will look forward to hearing more good things coming from the Edison Post. So as you know, your actual anniversary is back in May. So the commander-in-chief was not the one from Illinois at the time, but Hal Roach, who's a wonderful individual. I grew to know him well over the last several years, and he and our Adjutant General Kevin Jones have signed this. So allow me to read it. Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States Diamond Jubilee Award presented to Addison Post number 7446, Addison, Illinois. Mustered May 25th, 1946. In special commemoration and grateful recognition of its 75 years of exceptional service to the nation and its veterans, throughout its 7.5 decades of dedicated support for the programs and purposes of the veterans of foreign wars. In witness whereof, we have hereto set our hands in the official seal of the Veterans of the Foreign Wars of the United States this 25th day of May, 1921. This is your certificate. You've earned it, and God bless you all. Thank you very much.
All righty, let's do this here. There we are. Thanks, Phil. Appreciate you. Great job. Go ahead, Tom.
I now turn her over to Jeannie Morris.
Hello, everybody. I hope you enjoyed dinner. I would like to ask our Auxiliary District President, Rhonda Borkin, if she would like to speak tonight.
It's a pleasure to be here tonight in Addison celebrating your 75th anniversary. I know you must have done lots of planning for this because it's been a great event. You have a lot of people here. You have a lot to be proud of to have served our veterans for 75 years. Thank you to the Auxiliary for doing a wonderful job of working with the Post. It always makes me so happy when I walk in and see that the Auxiliary and the Post work together for projects. You do a great job. Give yourself a hand. And thank you again. Good luck on the next 75 years.
Thank you very much. We do have our past Auxiliary President, Flora Paul. Flora, would you like to say anything?
It is so good to be here. I've looked forward to this since the beginning of August when Mercy first called Pam to tell her. And we just had a hard time getting here tonight with the dang paste bus. Kept first giving us different times, and finally we made it. And I hope I'm going to be able to get back there again at some time. So thank you so much, and good luck to our V.F.W. Post. I was around when they were first organized, and I kind of remember it. And you know, I have my mother's dues card from 1951, and guess who signed it as treasurer? Me. That's really something that I'm holding on to. But okay, I won't take up any more time. Thank you so much, and enjoy the evening.
Thank you very much.
Flora Paul is one of our original members of this post. I don't know how long you've been around here, since you were a kid. But, yeah. And God bless you, should keep going on till we hit 100.
I don't know.
Officer today, can you escort Richard Veenstra to the podium?
There you go.
So we're
Thank you very much.
Richard.
Well, on behalf of the village board and all of the village of Addison, I just want to congratulate you on this very special occasion. We're so proud of the relationship we have with you. It's been a tremendous partnership, whether it's the Memorial Day events or whatever else. It's always a pleasure working with you. My dad actually was part of the second wave in Normandy, And he didn't talk to me much about it, but he did talk enough so I had a good feeling what it was like to go through that. And I think more than congratulating you on 75 years, it's thanking you for what you've done. You've protected liberty, you've given us the quality of life that we have, and you are the bulwark for keeping it going. You know, when you see the media and the changes that we're experiencing in our communities, in our country, you're still the bell mark for what it is about to be an American. So we're so proud to have you as part of our community. And again, thank you very much for everything you do.
I spent a lot of time at the Historical Society. Like I said, they've been spying on us for 75 years. They know everything. After the end of World War II, VE Day was May 1945 in Europe. Returning overseas servicemen saw the need to form an organization to provide assistance to veterans in need of help to get reestablished at home and provide cheer to those who were hospitalized. 1 year later, on May 25th, 1946, the Edison V.F.W. post was chartered with 35 members. The motto of the V.F.W., honor the dead by helping the living. In June 1947, an auxiliary to the post was chartered with 21 female members. These women were either wives, mothers, or sisters of servicemen whose tour of duty was outside the continental U.S. The post held its early meetings in members' homes, the old village hall, and the old fire station on Lake Street. People don't remember, but it was one. In 1954, with the help of members and Edison residents, and with the assistance of the Edison State Bank, the post was able to finance the property on Lake Street from Herbert View Road, where we sit now. We own the property here all the way to Caputo's. Post members remodeled an existing machinery shelter into the new headquarters building. There were 25 names on a window back there. Who constructed the first part of this post? This post was built on 4 times. These members that signed it were volunteers, blue-collar workers that came and worked at night to help build this post. Over the next 10 years, the post engaged in many fundraisers, projects such as carnivals, bingo, style shows, card parties. By April 11th, 1964, the post had raised enough money to have a mortgage burning. Then someone with the brilliant idea to purchase the houses on Lake Street in front of the post. The property was purchased with a loan from a member with nothing more than a promissory note. That property is now Burger King and Subway, and we still own it. The sale of the Buddy Poppies in May has been one of the major fundraising programs of the Post and Auxiliary. The money raised from this program benefits needy veterans and their families exclusively. We cannot touch it for anything else. In May 1954, The Post formed the Edison V.F.W. Color Guard. The Guard served at many local ceremonies, marched in many parades, and went on to win many trophies for the precision marching on a national, state, and local level. From 1956 to 59, the unit marched with the Tioga Thunderbird Drum Corps from Bensenville. They took first place in the state national convention. In 1959, the group began to call themselves the Edison Jets. Throughout its illustrious career, the Jets won over 75 first places in parades and over 20 in V.F.W. competition. No V.F.W. has ever done that. Not to be outdone, the auxiliary decided to form a color guard team of their own in 1980, and then began participating in local community parades. In 1981, they adopted the name the Gems and went on to win first place honors at the state convention in 1981 and 1989.
All right.
Aside from the color guard units, the V.F.W. Post and Auxiliary have always been active in giving assistance of any kind, anywhere, to a veteran or his family. For many years, their assistance programs included veterans confined at Elgin State Hospital, later at Hines in Maywood. The Post also delivered baskets of food to needy families in Addison. At one time, the Post provided the use of hospital equipment such as beds, walkers, crutches to those in need, and sponsored Boy and Girl Scout troops, provided American flags to local schools. The Post also supports National Home in Eaton Rapids. That's a home for either orphans, widows, or those in need that are desperate. We paid for 2 state of Illinois homes in Eaton Rapids. And that's a continuous contributing factor. Every month, every year, we keep them going. We supply tuition for children, transportation, food, and shelter. The Post also sponsored what is believed to be the first community blood drive in Addison. Although it was limited to members only, more recently the Post has been active in the proper disposal and damage of American flags, and we are still having blood drives, as far as I know, every year. For many years, the Post sponsored a community education program called The Voice of Democracy. It started as a writing contest for high school students on different patriotic themes. Later became an oral essay contest for students to win scholarships. You young men back there and ladies, enter it. The Post has long been known for its sponsorship of Memorial Day and Veterans Day. Observance in Addison, the annual Memorial Day Parade and service in the park has given way to in more recent years to broader community memorial events consisting of a free pancake breakfast sponsored by the Knights of Columbus, a community march to St. Paul's Cemetery, having a cemetery observance in wreath laying and remembrance ceremony on the village green. Veterans Day observances are now held annually in Veterans Circle, the park located on the northeast corner of Lake Street and Addison Road. In 2000, the village renamed the park from its original moniker, Friendship Circle, due to residents' confusion with Friendship Plaza. The V.F.W. endorsed the name Veterans Circle over Veterans Memorial. The then post commander, Royal Wolford, commented in an Edison Press article, "We want it for the guys who are dead and alive." The following year, the village contracted with a landscape architect to redesign the park, including flags from the U.S. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, and American flag. Today, the V.F.W. Hall at 446 West Lake Street. Now that was convenient. We were called 7446 Post, and when we incorporated, our address is 446. We sit behind Burger King and Subway franchise chain. The hall, however, continues to be used by many community groups we donated to, and residents of local and private events, and is a major source of income of this post. As far as I know, we will keep assisting the community, those in need, and our veterans for as long as we're organized and alive. If you notice, besides the table here, we have a table in the canteen showing 13 flags, 13 glasses turned upside down. We don't forget.
So I would like to share a story with you about my father. In 2003, my niece Christine was in her humanities class in college, and her assignment was to interview a World War II veteran, because at the time, the teacher knew it, that all of those veterans, the knowledge would be gone and the history would be gone unless they started to share it. So her assignment was to interview an individual who was an adult during World War II to gain a greater appreciation of that period and the sacrifice that those made. Many people called that the greatest generation. I would have asked my niece Christine to read the story. Christine is now a major in the Air Force. She is stationed in Texas, so she was not able to join, so I will read her story in her absence. Thank you. As I look up from my notes, I see my grandfather fighting back the tears. I have taken him back to a painful place. He doesn't talk about the war often, and now I know why. In this mere hour, I have learned more about my grandfather than I've known him the entire 20 years of my life. He takes me back to his youth, where unlike me, he wondered every morning if he would make it through the day. I'm transported to a bloody battlefield, foreign cities, pubs, even Nazi death camps. I see in his wrinkled, tired face, he is a hero. My grandfather, Willie, never wanted to be in the war. He wanted to be a teenage boy and took his girlfriend to ice cream parlors. He was 17 when Pearl Harbor was bombed. He was drafted shortly thereafter. Like many Americans, he was shocked that Pearl Harbor was bombed. He didn't think they were smart enough to hit Hawaii. Before serving in the United States Army, my grandfather worked as a CC civilian corporation. He was in Idaho working as a blaster. He blew up many things with dynamite. When the Army found out he had blasting experience, they promoted him to staff sergeant only after 6 weeks in the Army. He had many jobs in the war. Grandpa was sent to New York to go overseas. He is shipped to England. He travels from the English coast to France, working as a mess sergeant. Here he serves food to the medics. 30 days after D-Day, he is reassigned to guard trapped Germans in France so they would not escape. My grandfather has unique vision in which he can see things in 3D. He was used for night vision at this time. He could see the snipers at night before any night vision of the time. He worked his way through Belgium, Holland, and Denmark. His outfit will break up and he'll be reassigned to the 106th Division. He will be part of the Battle of the Bulge. He remembers how cold it was. He went to sit down on a rock, brushed some ice off of his pants, and he saw a GI's pack. The GI was under the rock with the snow covering him. Grandpa lost a lot of friends here. Next, he and other Americans occupied Germany. Not only did Americans die from enemy attack, but many Americans were lost due to friendly fire. The booby trap bombs were set later to explode. While in Germany, he did a lot of street fighting. German houses had a common shared wall. They would throw bombs to bring down the walls and keep the houses up. It was an attempt to get the Germans who were in the center watching both the front and the back. He had to shoot anything moving in the windows, including innocent civilians. It is in Germany when he almost lost his life. He was walking in the country without a weapon when a boy about the age of 12 started shooting at him. My grandfather's partner then shot the child with a .55 caliber, killing him as his mother looked on. She started screaming in broken English, "You killed my son, you killed my son." The only reason my grandfather made it through was because the Germans ran out of lead for the bullets, so they were giving out wooden bullets. The wooden bullets wouldn't travel in a straight line, sparing my grandfather's life. It was also in Germany that my grandfather saw the Nazi death camps. He will be forever scarred with these images. When my grandfather heard that the war was over, he was thrilled. Unfortunately, he lost another friend the day he was told the war was over. There was a point system to determine who would stay in Japan, and who would go home. Luckily, he had enough points to return home, so 3 months later, he was back in Illinois. The first thing he did was he went to an ice cream parlor for a milkshake. When he came back home, he fell into depression. There was no celebrating for him. What was there to celebrate? He lost a lot of friends, and we didn't win because lives were lost, and there are still wars going on. You should only celebrate a victory if there is a victory. When my grandfather returned home, he found out his wife had cheated on him. She had a child with this man. He dropped out of the world for about 3 years. He spent his time getting over the loss of friends. He had very little people interaction. The only thing that he did was hunt and fish. That's when he met my grandmother, serving hamburgers at a local restaurant. Christine now says, "I've always viewed my grandfather as a hero," which he is. Although he did not enlist, he was still proud to serve his country. As my grandfather said, the only way to keep freedom is by sacrificing lives. There is no other way. It sounds cold, but I believe it. It's because of my grandfather and other soldier sacrifices that Americans are free to live the way we do now. And he will always be my hero. He is my hero too, and all of our service members are heroes. So please, anyone that served in the armed forces, please stand up at this time so we may salute our heroes. A big round of applause for all of our heroes. Thank you all for your service.
Who was that man?
That was my father, William Przybylski, World War II veteran, 98 years old. He passed away last year. I was a daddy's girl. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Andor. I can do that. Is it on?
You're on.
All righty. Mercy? Thank you so much. I want to thank everybody for coming, and there's a lot of people I want to give a special thanks to, and that's Jeannie, who really worked hard and tirelessly, and her whole family for helping out. Except maybe a little bit for Russ. He kind of laid back.
Don't forget the cannon.
That's right. He painted the cannon. And also everyone that came from the state and district, and we really appreciate your support. And from the village, we have a really good relationship with the city of Addison. You know, they nothing but great to us. So, with that, Mercy, would you like to take it?
Thank you very much. I got orders before I arrived on the stage, and my husband said, make it short. I'm done. He'll never be so lucky. Hey, look, I want to congratulate the V.F.W. on their 75 years of service. In addition, I want to congratulate the V.F.W. Auxiliary for their 74 years of service and your support for the veterans and the V.F.W., the community that we serve, the hospital that we serve, anything that we do with the veterans. The V.F.W. has always had the auxiliary support. Give yourself a big hand. Thank you. It's a pleasure to see Flora. She's our oldest auxiliary member that I'm aware of that's on this premise today. Okay, and I must mention our Louise Murray, who's been our auxiliary president for 17 years. And if she just didn't walk away, we would have gotten her another 17 years. So we want to thank you. We want to thank all the past auxiliary presidents and the line officers. Jeannie, double thanks. As Mike said, double thanks. We had a committee. We had a very good committee. They worked. I would like to have all the members on the committee stand, please. You deserve a standing ovation.
Stand up, Charlie. You're on there. You're on there, bro.
Becky, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Very good job. Thank you. Tom, I didn't see Tom.
Oh, in the back there?
Yeah, Marlboro.
Oh, yeah, there.
There you go. Thank you so much. I want to thank. What?
You were on the committee?
Oh, I was too. I forgot. Thank you, sir. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I want to thank the volunteers. The food was excellent. I generally don't like rare food, but I ate that piece tonight because it was good. It was good. Don't you all agree?
Yeah.
Let us give Dave Cole 601 Bar and Grill a big hand.